8 albatrosses of southern Africa. Albatrosses are the largest of the tube noses. They have very long, narrow wings. They use dynamic soaring to glide effortlessly over the surface of the water without much flapping of their wings. This saves a lot of energy. They breed on islands in the Southern Ocean, and when a juvenile launches itself into the air off a cliff and over the open ocean, it spends years, sometimes up to 7 years, at sea before it comes back to the land to breed. They sometimes rest on the water or land on the water when they see food floating on the surface. They eat mainly squid and fish, but they will scavenge on anything they can find. This one is having a good soaking bath and preening session. We start with the great albatrosses. The wandering albatross. It is a massive bird. It has a pink bill, and sometimes it has a pink crescent of stained feathers on the side of its neck, and it has blotched upper wing patterns. The underwings are mainly white, with a black wing tip and narrow black trailing edge. And there are varying amounts of black in the tail tip. Now the juvenile wandering albatross is dark brown with a white face. An immature wandering albatross has a body that is turning whiter and has like a mottled effect, which is often called the leopard stage. Notice that this juvenile does not flap its wings during its dynamic soaring, but it makes use of the differences in wind speed between the wave troughs and peaks to keep it in the air. A young wandering albatross, its body and upper wings are turning white. And an old wandering albatross, it has more white on the upper wings and the body. The Tristan Albatross, which was recently split from the very similar looking wandering albatross. To some quick features, they have a slightly shorter pink bill than the wandering albatross. They have a piano keyboard tail, but then so does a certain stage of the wandering albatross, so that's not a given. And they have a smaller white elbow spot. The wandering and the Tristan albatrosses are so similar that even the experts battle to identify them in the field. So I won't go into much more detail about these Tristan albatrosses. These two large albatrosses have several life and plumage stages that are virtually identical. The mollymawks, which are medium-sized to small, dark-backed albatrosses. Sooty Albatross. They have an incomplete white eye ring, and they have a yellow stripe on the lower mandible and pale shafts to the primaries. The sooty has very long, narrow wings, a sooty brown plumage, and long, wedge-shaped tail. A sooty albatross soaring effortlessly over the vast Southern Ocean. Studies have shown that the heart rates of flying albatrosses are very similar to those of birds resting on land. Black-browed albatross. They have a small black eyebrow, reddish bill tip, and orange-yellow bill. The wing has a broad black leading edge and a narrow black trailing edge. The immature black-browed albatross has a horn-grey bill with a black bill tip. Grey-headed albatross. As the name suggests, they have a grey head, a black bill with yellow stripe along the upper and lower mandibles, and a paler neck. Light-mantled Albatross. They also have an incomplete eye ring like the sooty, but they have a lilac stripe on the lower mandible, and they have pale greyish back contrasting with the head and upper wings. The shy albatross. It has a white crown and a yellow bill tip, and very pale grey cheeks. They have thin black edging to the underwing, an extensive white on the underwing, and one of the ID features is a black thumbprint on the leading edge of the wing, right against the body. The immature shy albatross has pale grey on the neck and head, and a grey bill with a black tip. Indian yellow-nosed albatross. The adult has a faint grey wash on the cheeks, and the base of the yellow bill stripe is pointed. The upper wings are blackish-brown, and the underwings are mostly white with clear black margins. The entire head and neck of the juvenile Indian yellow-nosed albatross is white with a black bill. Notice that this one is flapping its wings because it is probably flying into the wind. Quick quiz from this video. Which albatrosses are these? Name this albatross. Which albatross is this? Which juvenile albatross is this? Which albatross is this? The answers: shy albatrosses, light-mantled albatross, Indian yellow-nosed albatross, juvenile wandering albatross, black-browed albatross. How many did you get right out of 5? And if you have ever seen an albatross, or if you remember the first time you ever saw one, I'm sure this saying will be very apt. I now belong to the higher cult of mortals, for I have seen the albatross. This saying was by Robert Cushman Murphy in October 1912.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and post any comments you have down below.